Hey all, we are going to be completing Home Connection, page 67 and 68, titled Number Review. Please put your name up at the top so you get credit for your hard work. Remember, you're going to write down everything that I write down. If at any time during the video I am talking too fast, just pause it, get caught up, and then push play again. All right, here we go. The directions up at the top. Here is a completed box challenge puzzle. If you look at it closely, you'll see that the number at the top is the product of the two numbers on the left and the right. Product is the answer when you multiply. So you take this one times this one to get the answer up here. The number at the bottom is the sum of the two numbers on the left and the right. So the number that you fill in down here is when you add 3 plus 15. You get 18. Sum is the answer when you add. So number 1 says, fill in the blanks to complete each of the box challenge puzzles below. Remember that the number at the top is the product of two numbers on the sides, and the number at the bottom is the sum of the two numbers on the sides. So before I even start to solve, I'm going to make sure that I know that I have to multiply to get the top number, and I have to add to get the bottom number. I'm going to fill in these puzzles like that. The first one's pretty easy. They start with a 7 times something and equals 35. So in your head, think 7 times what equals 35? Yep, the answer is 5. So now to fill in the box on the bottom, or the part on the bottom, I add these two numbers together. 7 plus 5, 12. All right, the next one, they give us the number at the bottom. So 6 plus something equals 12. 6 plus what equals 12? 6. The number at the top, we have to multiply these two. 6 times 6 is 36. All right, the last one, they give us the two numbers, and we have to figure out what numbers they used on the sides. So, what times what equals 72? Well, I know that that's my 8 times 9 fact. Does that work? Does 8 plus 9, if I add them together, does that equal 17? Yes, it does, so that works out. Number 2, evaluate each expression. Evaluate is another word for solve. So we're going to start with A. Now, the first thing I'm noticing is there's parentheses. Typically, we always have to do parentheses first, except for if the number sentence or the equation has all multiplication, then we can do them in any order. So I can actually do this in any order if I want. I'm thinking that I actually want to switch around the order. I think I want to do 14 times 10 first, and then I want to take that times 3. 14 times 10 is 140. And I'm going to take that times 3, which is the same as adding it together 3 times. Go ahead and solve. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. I put my 1 up here, my 2 down here. And this adds up to 4. So I get 420. And I'm going to circle my answer. Let's go over here to B. Here's parentheses, but it's all multiplication, so I can solve this in any order I want. I actually think I want to do 4 times 9 first, and then multiply that times 20. 4 times 9 is 36. 36 times 20 is my next problem. I can do 36 times 2 first. 36 times 2 is just doubling it. So 36 plus 36, 72, and then it's 10 times larger, so I attach a 0 here. I'm going to circle it. My answer is 720. The next one has parentheses, and it has division and multiplication. So I have to go in order of the parentheses first. 600 divided by 20. So in my head, I think 20 times what equals 600? 20 times what equals 60? First. 20 times 3 equals 60, but it's 600, so I have to add another 0. So 600 divided by 20 is 30. That's the number we figured out. Now I need to take 30 times 5. What's 3 times 5 first? 15, but it's 10 times larger, so I have to attach a 0. My answer is 150. And last one. I have to solve parentheses first because it's not all multiplication. There's an addition sign in there. Pretty easy though. 99 plus 1 is 100. Now I can take 99 times 100. 99 times 1. But it's got 2 zeros attached, so it's 1,000 times larger. So 9,900, circle my answer. Next one. Julia said that she solved the problem 360 divided by 12 by dividing 36 by 12 and then multiplying her answer by 10. Write an expression to show her thinking. So I have to write an equation. So here's what she did first. She took 36 divided by 12 first and then multiplied her answer by 10. Perfect. That was pretty easy. Number 4, Lucas said he solved 360 divided by 12 by multiplying 12 by 3 and then multiplying the product by 10. Write an expression to show his thinking. So he took 12 times 3 first and then took it by 10. That's how he thought of the problem. Who got the correct answer, Julia or Lucas? Who's thinking in trying to solve this is correct? Yeah, it's Julia's. Lucas's thinking is not correct. And number 6, Billy said that he thinks 30 times 176 is 3 times larger than 10 times 176. Do you agree or disagree? Explain your thinking. Well, if I take 10 times 6 3 times, or 10 times 176, 3 times, this is what it looks like, okay, because it's 3 times larger. Now remember, we've talked about how if it's all multiplication, I can solve these in any order. So I could take 3 times 10 first and then times 176. 3 times 10 is 30. And I come up with the same answer that Billy said, or the same equation. So yes, Billy is correct. So we agree. And as it says explain, here's our thinking right here. So we don't need to do anything else. Let's flip it over to the back side. Write the following decimals in standard form. Standard just means with digits or with numbers. Okay, so first I have 1,000. So I'm thinking about my decimal place. This is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. I better put a 1 there because I have 1,000. 6, that's in the ones place. Here's my 6. Then I have 1/10. Oh, here's the 10th place. I don't have any hundredths, but I do have 3 thousandths. So I put a 0 in everywhere else. So this is my number. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't even show you guys that. There you go, now you can see it. The next one, 14 and 397 thousandths. Well, here's my and sign, so I'm going to put in a decimal point. 14, here's how I write 14. 397, okay, I write it like this. Thousandths, that means my last digit is in the thousandth spot, and I have it written correctly. Number 8, write the following decimals in word form. So first I'm going to write it on digit form so I can see it. So I have a 10 first. Then I have 6 hundredths, got it. Then I have 8 thousandths, got it. I don't have any tenths. So now what I need to do is I need to read this word out loud. First I say this part, 10. So I'm going to spell that out. When I get to my decimal, I write the word and. Then I need to read this number, 68. And the last thing I need to say is the word, I need to say the word that represents the place value that the last digit is in. Which place value is it in? The thousandths, THS. Part B. First part is 40. Then I have a decimal, so I will say the word and. And I read this number out loud, 545. And I have to say one more thing. The digit is in what? The last digit is in what place? Thousandths. DHS. Okay, number 9. Write the following decimals in expanded notation. Expanded notation means that you are showing how much each number or how much each digit represents, what place value, how much is it worth. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this one in digits first. So 722 and, so 722, how do I write that? Oh yeah, like that. And is my decimal place. 16 thousandths. So I have to write 16, but the last digit has to be in the thousandths place. Here's the thousandths place. So 16, and here's the last digit in the thousandths place. That means I need to put a 0 here. Now we need to show how much each digit is worth. The 7 is worth how much? 700. This 2 is worth how much? 20. This 2 is worth how much? 2. We don't have to write anything for the 0. This 1 is worth how much? 1/100th. And this 6 is worth how much? 6 thousandths. So that's what it looks like. And if we add all these together, we get this number. And then the last one, we're going to do the same thing. This 9 is worth how much? 900. This 3 is worth 30. The 8 is worth just 8. The 1 is worth 1/10. The 2 is worth 2/100ths. And we don't have to include that 0 at the end. All right, the last one on this page. Compare the decimals. Fill in each blank with a less than, greater than, or equal. Before you compare, you want to make sure that each side is balanced out with the same number of digits on each side. And then you just go ahead and compare from the beginning. So I have 160 right here. Over here, I have 0.30. Over here, I have 0.3, 0.03. If I think money, I know that this much is bigger, or that this number is bigger. Go ahead and finish solving this. If you have any questions, please ask me in school. Remember to put your name on it and turn it into the math basket by the due date. Thanks, fifth graders.